Today I'm going to be bringing you a very quick once human video on how you can get hands on with some of the brand new loot since the latest update here with the NPC Nisa. This is going to be some great loot that's going to offer you some very valuable rewards and something that every player is going to want to get hands on with. I'm going to show you how you get the loot box and also how you can get more of the currency in order to get this. If you do enjoy the video, don't forget to drop me a like and a subscribe down below, and let's jump into it. So first things first, we're going to be looking at Nisa's loot crate here. This one is going to cost you 400 Sproutlets, which are these things in the top right here, and these can be obtained by doing the Cargo Scramble event on the map. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is available in both PvE and PvP. Of course, it is a PvP event, but if you're on a PvE server, you'll get flagged up when you go into the area in order to do this. So in terms of what this crate actually has inside it, if you hover over it, it just says open to obtain resources and have a chance to acquire legendary mods. On the patch notes, which I did a video on a couple of days ago, you can see under the section 8 trades bit here, it says 1. Added Nisa's loot crate to the Sproutlet shop of Nisa, an NPC merchant who can be found in neutral strongholds. There is a 30% chance of obtaining a legendary mod when opening one of these loot crates. If a mod is not obtained, one of the following will be obtained instead: 200 acid, 20 barreled premium fuel, or 67 Stardust saws. Given that the other stuff in this shop, you can get 1 barreled premium fuel for 20, so of course that would be 20 of these for one crate, and that makes sense because you can of course buy it. If you times 6 by enough times to get to 400, you get 66.6-ish, so they've rounded up to 67 there, and of course the acid is going to be 200 as well. So it's instead of buying these individually, you can actually just get them from the loot crates. But of course you have a chance to get the legendary mods, which these actually cost 1,000 each. So these are pretty cool, and what you can do is go ahead and buy them like so. Once you've got them in your inventory, they'll go into the slot up here, which is the consumables slot, and you can go ahead and press F to open these. You can do individually or all of the ones you've got at a time. And as you can see there, I actually got a really good roll because I got out of 3 loot crates with a 30% chance to get a legendary mod drop. I've ended up getting 2. So we got the Super Bullet Gear mod, which is bounce crit rate plus 10% and bounce crit damage plus 25%. And we also have Shootout Violent, which is when triggering Fast Gunner, weapon damage plus 1.5% for 10 seconds up to 20 stacks. So this is really good. And on top of that, we of course got the barreled premium fuel. So essentially with these, because you're going to either get the exact amount of materials that you would have paid for anyway, or you're going to get a cheaper mod, these are going to be very nice to use. And again, something about opening loot boxes in games with stuff that you can actually earn through just playing that seems very fun. So that is the basis of what we are talking about today in terms of the loot crate and what you can actually get rewards wise. But of course, how do you get it? Well, as you can see from the gameplay here, this is the Cargo Scramble event. Essentially, there is a Rosetta van that will go across the map, and there will be sort of a little red icon on the map for this van when it's moving around, so you'll be able to see it nice and easily. Usually it tells you when you open the map the events that are active in the bottom left corner as well, so you can click on that to find it. And essentially what you do is go over to the van. If it hasn't already broken down and it's still moving, you need to shoot it a few times in order for it to break down and stop. And then it will spawn these festering gel style walls, but in this nice purple Sproutlet colour, around the area that the van has stopped in. And what will happen is, if you are the only player there, you'll be given a Sproutlet on your head, and you will just stay alive for as long as possible. This will give you passive Sproutlets by the end of the event, and then you will be able to loot the final chest container and get some loot from that, which will give you more Sproutlets and acid and such like that. Usually what happens though is when a lot of players turn up to this, because it is a very fun PvP event, the players with the Sproutlet on their head, and there can be up to 2 of these as far as I've seen, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong with that, but as far as I'm aware, a maximum of 2 players with the Sproutlets on their head, and they are against any other player that does not have a Sproutlet on their head. What you will then do is of course shoot the players that do have the Sproutlets if you haven't got one, and if you have got one, shoot the players that don't, or try and hide and survive with the Sproutlet on your head, because like I said in the first instance, you do just get Sproutlets by consistently staying alive. So you can play it one of 2 ways there, and all that you will then need to do is go ahead and play out this event until it ends. They usually last around 10 minutes, and then once all the Sproutlets have been depleted from the current Sproutlet source, which is of course the van that appears, the event will end and it will give you a loot box from which you can get more Sproutlets, and you can also get acid as well. So it's a pretty nice event, gives you some useful materials, and of course that's how you obtain these materials to then go and get the loot crates. Now this is just a quick informative video, something that I've found fun is getting these over the last few days, so I thought I'd share it with you all so that you can get hands on with this, have a bit of fun and try and get some cheaper mods, and if not, get some materials that are all very, very useful. If you have enjoyed the video, please do drop me a like and a subscribe down below, and other than that, I will catch you again on a brand new upload very shortly. Take care and peace.